The sun rose over the ancient city of Teotihuacan, painting the pyramids in golden light. Birds circled above the pyramid of the sun, their wings casting moving shadows over the wide stone steps. On the ground, a small team of archaeologists prepared their equipment. Among them were Luis, the lead archaeologist, and Maya, a young researcher known for her sharp mind and curiosity. Their goal was ambitious: to explore the tunnels beneath the ancient city, tunnels that had been closed for centuries. Luis checked the scanners one more time. The equipment hummed softly, detecting small vibrations in the ground. "The readings are unusual today," he said. "Something is deeper than before. I think we are close to a large hollow area beneath the pyramid." Maya bent over the screen, her brown eyes shining with excitement. Could it be a new chamber? Maybe an untouched room? She adjusted her glasses and pointed at a glowing outline on the scanner. "This looks big, much bigger than the tunnels we have seen." Rico, their assistant, laughed nervously. "I hope it is not just a bunch of rocks. Last time we spent days for nothing." Luis smiled. "This is not just rocks." The scanner picked up a hollow area far below. "We need to investigate. History is waiting for us, and we may be the first humans to see it in thousands of years." The team moved carefully toward the entrance of the underground tunnel. Torches were ready, ropes were secured, and their special helmets with lights were in place. The air smelled cool and damp as they descended. Shadows danced on the walls, shaped by carvings that had survived centuries. The carvings were strange, with patterns unlike anything Luis had seen before. He took pictures quickly, making notes in his journal. "This is incredible," Maya whispered. "Look at these shapes. They are not just decoration. They seem to tell a story." Rico shined his flashlight on one section. "Story or warning? I hope it's not a warning." The deeper they went, the cooler the air became. Every step echoed in the narrow tunnel. Luis checked the readings again. The hollow is very large. It may be a chamber, and it is right beneath the center of the pyramid. Maya's heart raced. "Do you think it could hold artifacts? Gold tools or even writings?" Luis nodded slowly. "It is possible. Civilizations like this were advanced in ways we do not fully understand. Anything could be down there. We must be careful and respect what we find." After an hour of careful walking and climbing, they reached a point where the tunnel opened into a wide space. Luis shone his light ahead. The walls glimmered faintly. Minerals in the stone reflected the torchlight like tiny stars. The team paused, taking in the view. "This is unlike anything I imagined," Luis said. "The chamber is enormous. Look at the ceiling. It is higher than the Pyramid of the Moon." Maya stepped forward, her hand brushing a wall. She noticed small carvings embedded deep into the stone. "These are similar to the ones above," she said. "But they are older, much older. The patterns are like constellations. Maybe they were mapping the stars." Rico shivered. "Stars underground? That is strange." Luis smiled at him. "That is why this is exciting. It tells us these people understood the world far better than we thought. They may have recorded knowledge we do not yet know." Maya carefully placed a marker on the ground and took measurements. If these carvings are a star map, they may point to other hidden chambers or locations. There could be more discoveries beyond this chamber. Rico looked around nervously. "And what about traps? You know, like stories say, ancient people sometimes protected treasures with traps." Luis laughed softly. "We are cautious, Rico. We move slowly and use our tools. The goal is knowledge, not just treasure. The people who built this wanted to leave something behind. It is our job to understand it, not just take it." The team began setting up scanners in the chamber. Their lights highlighted walls covered with carvings, and the faint glimmer of minerals made the room feel alive. Luis noticed a pattern forming on the stone floor. It looked like a symbol, or maybe a door that had been sealed for centuries. "This could be a hidden passage," Luis said. "If so, it may lead to the heart of the structure. Imagine what we could find." Maya knelt, tracing the symbol with her finger. The carvings around it seemed like instructions. They show how to open it or reveal it. "It is amazing that these survived." Rico shook his head in disbelief. "This is unbelievable. I never thought I would see something like this." "Real history hidden underground?" Luis looked at both of them, his eyes serious. "Remember, we are the first humans in thousands of years to see this. Every step we take is important. We must document, study, and respect what we find. This is bigger than treasure. This is knowledge, our connection to the past." Maya nodded. "And who knows? Maybe it will change everything we know about Teotihuacan." The team set up camp in the chamber for the night. Outside, the sun dipped behind the pyramid, casting long shadows over the city. Inside, the golden walls reflected torchlight, giving the chamber a magical glow. Luis, Maya, and Rico looked around, knowing this was just the beginning of an adventure that could change history forever. As they prepared for their deeper exploration, a faint hum echoed through the cavern. None of them noticed it at first, but the sound seemed alive, as if the cavern itself was watching. Luis paused. "Did you hear that?" Maya and Rico exchanged glances. The adventure below the Pyramid of the Sun had only just begun. The next morning, the team returned to the entrance of the chamber with fresh determination. The faint hum they had heard the previous night still lingered in the air, almost like a soft heartbeat beneath the ground. Luis checked the ropes and harnesses carefully. "We go deeper today," he said. "We will see what lies beyond this chamber." Maya adjusted her backpack filled with scanners and small tools. Her eyes sparkled with curiosity. "I feel like we are about to find something incredible," she said. "Something no one has seen for thousands of years." Rico took a deep breath and grinned nervously. "Incredible or dangerous? I'm not sure which is scarier." Luis laughed lightly. "A little danger makes discoveries more meaningful. Remember, we move carefully. The last thing we want is to rush and cause a collapse." The team followed a narrow passage that led further down into the earth. The walls were rough and uneven, and the faint glow from the minerals made the tunnel shimmer like stars. Luis led the way with a torch, scanning every corner. Maya followed, taking photographs and making notes. Rico carried extra ropes and equipment, watching every step to avoid slipping. After some time, the tunnel opened into a steep shaft. The chamber below seemed darker and colder than the one they had explored before. Luis attached the ropes to a sturdy rock and tested the anchor. "It is secure." "We descend carefully," he said. Maya tightened her harness. "Let's do this slowly. We need to stay safe." One by one, they began the descent. The ropes held firm, but the drop seemed endless. The hum grew louder as they went deeper, vibrating softly through the walls and floor. When Luis touched the rock beside him, a faint tingling ran through his fingers. "The metal here is strange," he said. "It is unlike anything I have seen before. It is not ordinary stone." Maya shined her flashlight around. The walls glimmered as if tiny crystals were embedded everywhere. She bent closer to examine them. "These minerals, they reflect light in unusual ways. I think they may be natural, but the shapes feel deliberate, almost like someone designed them." Rico swallowed hard. "It feels like we are entering another world. I did not think it would be like this." Finally, they reached the bottom of the shaft. The floor was solid but covered with dust and small rocks. Luis checked the scanner readings. "The hollow continues further. This is just the beginning. The next chamber is much larger, and I suspect we will see more carvings and maybe artifacts." Maya walked ahead carefully. She noticed faint symbols on the walls, glowing softly as if reacting to their presence. "Look at these," she said. "They are similar to the carvings above, but older. They might be hundreds or even thousands of years older." Rico knelt to examine a small pattern on the floor. "These look like arrows or signs pointing the way forward." Luis nodded. "They may be instructions or a guide. We should follow them carefully. Ancient civilizations often left messages to protect or guide explorers." The team continued, stepping carefully over uneven rocks and small ridges. The deeper they went, the stronger the hum became. It was no longer soft. It seemed alive, vibrating through their bones and making the air feel heavy. Suddenly, Maya stopped. "Do you hear that?" she whispered. The hum had changed into a soft, rhythmic pulse. It felt like a signal, as if the cavern was aware of their presence. Luis held up his hand to pause the group. "Stay alert. Move slowly. We do not know what is causing it, but we are entering an area that has not been disturbed for centuries." They reached a small opening in the rock wall. Beyond it, the cavern expanded into a large hall. The ceiling arched high and the walls sparkled with veins of gold and silver. Tiny crystals reflected the torchlight, creating patterns that danced across the stone. Maya gasped. "It is beautiful. Look at all this gold. It has been untouched for so long." Rico stepped forward cautiously. "I cannot believe this. Real treasure hidden underground." Luis shook his head. "It is not just treasure. This is history. Look at the carvings on the walls. They are telling a story, guiding us to understand who built this place and why." Maya ran her hand over a wall, feeling the carved patterns. They were smooth, polished by time. These symbols, they look like constellations. Maybe they were mapping the stars like we saw earlier. It is incredible that they recorded this knowledge underground. Rico looked around nervously. Do you think we are being watched? This place feels alive somehow. Louis studied the glowing patterns carefully. Perhaps. Ancient civilizations often used energy in ways we do not fully understand. They may have designed this place to respond to humans. We need to be careful but also curious. This is our chance to learn something extraordinary. The team set up their portable scanners to map the chamber. As the devices hummed, they recorded the strange energy vibrations. Maya noticed a small door-like symbol on the far wall. It seemed different from the others, almost like a hidden passage. Luis examined it closely. This may be another chamber. The carvings suggest there is something important beyond it. We should document everything carefully before attempting to open it. The team paused to rest, sitting on smooth rocks. The hum continued, pulsing rhythmically, almost like it was guiding them. Luis looked at Maya and Rico. This is only the beginning. We have found a hidden world beneath Teotihuacan. What lies ahead could change our understanding of history. Maya nodded, excitement in her eyes. I cannot wait to see what is next. Rico shivered but smiled. I hope it is as amazing as this. I think we are about to discover something no one has seen in thousands of years. The team knew that the descent was only the start of a deeper journey. With ropes secured, scanners ready, and hearts full of curiosity, they prepared to move forward, ready to uncover the secrets hidden beneath the ancient city. The team stepped cautiously through the narrow passage that Luis had discovered. The glow from their torches reflected on the walls, which were covered in sparkling minerals. The hum they had heard earlier grew louder, vibrating softly through the stone floor and making their footsteps feel heavy and slow. Maya led the way, her eyes scanning every detail. I feel like we are about to enter something extraordinary, she whispered. Rico followed close behind, carrying extra ropes and equipment. Extraordinary and maybe dangerous, he said, trying to lighten the tension with a nervous grin. Luis raised his hand, signaling them to stop. Look, he said. Ahead, the passage opened into a massive chamber. The ceiling stretched high above, and the walls shimmered with veins of gold and silver. The floor was smooth, polished by time, and scattered with small crystals that reflected their torchlight like tiny stars. Maya gasped, taking a step forward. It is beautiful. I cannot believe something like this exists underground. Look at all the gold, Rico's eyes widened. Gold statues and maybe treasures. Real treasures. This is like a dream. Louis shook his head, looking carefully around the chamber. It is more than treasure. This is history. Look at the carvings on the walls. They tell a story, guide us to understand who built this place and why. They moved slowly into the chamber. Statues of human figures, animals, and unknown shapes stood on pedestals made of gold. Some of the gold was fused with a strange silver-like metal that shimmered in the torchlight. Maya knelt to examine one of the statues. This metal. It is not ordinary. It feels smooth and warm, almost alive. I have never seen anything like it. Luis approached a large golden tablet embedded in the wall. The carvings on it were intricate, showing human stars and celestial bodies. These are not just decorations, he said. They are messages, records, maybe instructions. They show knowledge that we have never understood fully. Whoever built this knew more about the world than we thought. Rico ran his hand over the floor, careful not to touch the artifacts. Do you think the carvings show a story of the people who lived here? Maya nodded. Yes, but it is also like a map. A map of the stars and maybe other places. I think it shows where this civilization came from and how they connected with the sky. Luis studied the carvings closely. It is possible. Ancient people often looked to the stars for guidance. This chamber may have been sacred or a place to store knowledge. As they explored, Maya noticed a faint glow coming from the far corner of the chamber. She moved closer and saw a small pedestal with a golden object resting on top. The object pulsed gently with a soft light, like it had a heartbeat. Luis, come look at this, she called. Luis and Rico joined her. The object was a small round disc, covered in symbols similar to the carvings on the walls. When Luis touched it, a low hum echoed through the chamber. The vibrations ran through the floor and walls stronger than before. Rico stepped back, startled. What is happening? Did I do something wrong? Luis shook his head slowly. No, Rico, it is responding to us. This metal, this gold, it is connected to energy. We are not just seeing history. We are feeling it. This civilization used energy in ways we do not fully understand. Maya studied the object carefully. It seems like a device. Maybe it is a key to something deeper in the cavern. Luis nodded. We need to be careful, but this could lead to another chamber. A hidden part of the city that no one has ever seen. We may find more artifacts, more knowledge, maybe even something that can change how we understand history. Rico swallowed hard. So we are really walking into something ancient and powerful. That is amazing and scary at the same time. Luis smiled. Exactly. But we are prepared. We have the tools, the knowledge, and most importantly, curiosity. This is why we are here. To explore, to learn, and to preserve what we find. Maya carefully placed the glowing disc back on the pedestal, making sure not to disturb it too much. She looked around the chamber, taking photographs and recording the carvings. Every symbol, every statue, every piece of gold, it is part of a larger story. We must document it all. Luis walked toward the center of the chamber, examining the floor. He noticed faint lines etched into the polished stone, forming a pattern that led toward the far wall. These lines may indicate a path, he said. A path to another hidden area. The builders wanted us to follow this route carefully. Rico pointed to the ceiling. Look at the patterns above. They almost look like constellations. Maybe they match the carvings on the walls. Maya nodded. Yes, the stars may be a guide. This civilization connected the earth and sky in ways we cannot yet fully understand. Luis turned to his team. We have found something remarkable. Not just gold, not just artifacts, but a civilization's knowledge preserved underground. The adventure has only begun. We must continue carefully respecting the past and learning from it. The chamber glowed softly around them, the hum resonating through the walls. The team knew that deeper secrets waited, hidden beneath layers of stone and gold. With hearts full of curiosity and determination, they prepared to follow the path the ancient builders had left for them, ready to uncover the next chapter of history. Luis, Maya, and Rico stood in the center of the golden chamber, staring at the intricate carvings and shimmering walls. The hum of the metal and gold pulsed softly, filling the air with a quiet energy. Every step they took seemed to echo with history, and the team felt a strange mix of excitement and caution. Maya knelt beside one of the statues. Her fingers traced the patterns carved into the metal. Luis, look at this, she said. Some of these symbols look like buttons or switches. I think the builders left something we can activate. Luis examined the carvings carefully. You might be right. We need to try it carefully. This is not just art. It is part of their technology, something they designed to interact with humans. Rico stepped back nervously. Interact with humans? You mean it could do something dangerous? Luis shook his head. Or something helpful. Ancient civilizations often created tools for protection or knowledge. We just have to be smart and careful. Maya pressed a small symbol on the statue. A soft glow spread across its surface, then formed into a thin line connecting to the wall. The carvings on the wall began to shift, moving like a puzzle that was solving itself. A holographic map of the stars appeared, projected in soft blue light above the pedestal. Luis's eyes widened. This is incredible. It is a map of the stars and also something else. I think it shows locations, hidden areas, maybe even other chambers. Maya's heart raced. These constellations are similar to the ones above ground. They may be connected. This map could guide us to more discoveries or to more knowledge preserved by the builders. Rico looked around nervously. The hum is louder now. Do you think the machine is responding to us? Luis nodded slowly. Yes, it is active. The civilization that built this must have used energy in ways we do not fully understand. We are seeing a level of technology far beyond what we thought was possible. The holographic map shifted, showing lines connecting different points in the chamber. Luis studied the patterns. These points may represent locations of artifacts or devices. We should follow them carefully. Each step may reveal something new. Maya took a closer look at one of the symbols on the map. Luis, this looks like a key. Maybe it unlocks another part of the cavern. We need to investigate it. Luis nodded. Agreed, but we must be cautious. The builders designed this place to be explored carefully. It is a puzzle, and we are the first to solve it in thousands of years. They followed the lines projected by the map, moving toward a small door-like structure at the far side of the chamber. The walls around it were covered in glowing carvings that pulsed softly. Maya reached out and touched one of the symbols. The door slowly opened, revealing a narrow corridor leading deeper underground. Rico stepped back, staring into the dark passage. I do not like how quiet it is beyond this point. The hum stopped. It feels different, Louis smiled. That is normal. Ancient technology often responds to proximity and energy. We are about to enter a deeper part of the cavern, where the builders stored their most important knowledge. The corridor led them down a gentle slope. The walls glimmered faintly with veins of metal, and carvings continued to guide their way. The hum returned, softer this time, as if welcoming them deeper. Maya noticed strange shapes etched into the stone. These look like instructions, she said. Maybe they show how to use the devices we find. This civilization left a guide for explorers like us. Rico followed carefully, keeping his hands on the walls. I feel like we are walking into history itself. Every step is alive. Louis stopped and examined a small pedestal embedded in the floor. On it rested a round, crystal-like device glowing with faint blue light. He reached out to touch it, and instantly, a holographic display appeared above it, showing images of humans, stars, and structures. Maya gasped. This is the knowledge core. It contains the history, technology, and culture of the builders. It is amazing that it survived underground for so long. Rico's eyes widened. So we can actually see their knowledge. Their inventions, their ideas? Luis nodded. Yes, this civilization wanted to preserve everything. They left their knowledge for future generations to discover. And now we are the first to see it in thousands of years. Maya studied the images carefully. Look at these structures. They are far more advanced than anything we see above ground. They used energy in ways we cannot even imagine. This could change everything we know about history. Luis looked at his team with determination. We must document everything. Preserve it, study it, and share it responsibly. This is knowledge, not just treasure. The builders wanted it to be discovered by those who respect it. The team continued down the corridor, following the holographic map. Each step revealed more carvings, more devices, and more signs of an advanced civilization. The deeper they went, the stronger the feeling of awe and wonder grew. Finally, they reached a large hall filled with glowing devices, strange machines, and golden artifacts. The hum of energy surrounded them, gentle but powerful. Luis looked at Maya and Rico. This is the heart of the cavern. Here lies the knowledge and power of a civilization that lived thousands of years ago. What we learn here can guide humanity into a new future. Maya nodded, eyes wide with excitement. We are standing in a place no human has seen in centuries. This is history alive, Rico smiled, though a little nervously. And we are part of it. Amazing and a little scary, but mostly amazing. Luis placed his hand on a glowing device. The energy pulsed in response, and he knew that the journey had only just begun. The cavern held more secrets, more knowledge, and perhaps more challenges. They were ready to explore, learn, and honor the civilization that had left this incredible legacy underground. Luis, Maya, and Rico had been exploring the heart of the cavern for hours. The glowing devices and holographic maps revealed layers of knowledge, showing star maps, ancient tools, and structures far beyond anything humanity had built. Every step they took felt like a step into history itself. Maya knelt beside a pedestal, examining a small golden tablet. These inscriptions are instructions, she said. They explain how the devices work. This civilization wanted anyone who discovered them to understand, but only if they approached carefully. Rico nodded. It is incredible. I never thought I would see something like this in my lifetime. Luis studied the holographic map above another pedestal. We are close to another chamber. The energy readings are stronger there. I suspect the builders placed something important to protect their knowledge. As they moved toward the chamber, the air grew warmer, and the hum of energy became louder. The walls glowed more brightly, reflecting off the gold and crystal around them. Then, without warning, the ground trembled slightly beneath their feet. Maya looked up. Did you feel that? Rico swallowed hard. Yes, something is coming. From the far corner of the chamber, a figure emerged. It was tall, metallic, and humanoid in shape, but unlike anything the team had ever seen. Its body was covered in gold and silver plating, engraved with the same symbols they had seen on the walls. Its eyes glowed faintly blue, and a low hum resonated from it, matching the vibrations in the cavern. Luis stepped forward slowly. It is a guardian, he whispered. The builders created it to protect this place. Maya's eyes widened. It recognizes us. I think it is aware of our presence. Rico took a step back, his heart racing. It looks alive. Can we communicate with it? The Guardian raised one arm and a beam of soft light scanned the team from head to toe. Luis held up his hands. We mean no harm. We are here to learn, to preserve knowledge, not to take it. The Guardian paused, its light beam moving slowly across Maya. She noticed symbols on its arm that matched the carvings on the walls. An idea formed in her mind. Luis, try the gestures from the carvings. Maybe it understands the language of symbols. Luis nodded. He carefully mimicked a series of hand movements shown in the carvings near the chamber entrance. The Guardian tilted its head, its glowing eyes scanning him. Then it lowered its arm slightly and made a soft humming sound, almost like it was acknowledging them. Rico exhaled, relieved. It is listening. That is amazing. Maya stepped closer to the Guardian and traced her finger along one of the symbols on its chest. The device pulsed brighter, projecting new holographic patterns on the floor. Lines connected the Guardian to other parts of the chamber, showing pathways and locations of devices and artifacts. Luis smiled. It is showing us the way. The Guardian is not just a protector. It is a guide for those who approach with respect and knowledge. Rico laughed softly, still amazed. I did not expect a robot to be friendly. This is incredible. Maya examined the projected map. The Guardians were built to test humans. Only those who understood the instructions, who approached with care and respect, could continue. It is a way to preserve knowledge and prevent misuse. Luis nodded. That explains why it scanned us. It needed to know we are worthy of continuing. The Guardian moved slowly to the far wall and a hidden door began to open. Behind it, a narrow passage led deeper into the cavern. The glow from the Guardian illuminated the walls, showing carvings and devices along the way. Maya stepped forward, feeling a mix of excitement and awe. This is incredible. We are seeing the Builder's technology in action. They trusted us to follow the path. Rico followed cautiously, still staring at the Guardian. I cannot believe we are the first humans to see this. All of this knowledge, preserved underground for thousands of years, and now it is ours to witness. Luis looked at the team. Remember, our goal is not just to see, but to understand and protect. The Builders left their knowledge for those who respect it. We must honor that. They followed the Guardian through the passage, observing the carvings and devices along the walls. The energy hum grew softer, guiding them forward rather than threatening them. It was as if the cavern itself was alive, responding to their curiosity and careful movements. Finally, they reached a large hall filled with golden artifacts, machines, and crystal devices. The Guardian paused at the entrance, its blue eyes glowing steadily. Luis stepped forward, bowing slightly in respect. Thank you. We will honor your work. The Guardian raised its arm in acknowledgement, then stepped back. The path beyond was now clear, revealing the heart of the Builder's knowledge. The team knew they had passed a test, proving their intelligence, curiosity, and respect for the past. Maya looked around, filled with wonder. We are standing at the threshold of history. This civilization left so much behind, and we are here to discover it responsibly. Rico nodded. I feel like we are part of something greater. This is more than a discovery. It is a connection to the past and a lesson for the future. Luis smiled, feeling the weight of responsibility and excitement. The journey is far from over. The Guardian has shown us that the Builders trusted humanity when we act with wisdom. Now we continue, ready to uncover even greater knowledge. The team stepped forward together, the Guardian watching silently behind them. The hum of the cavern resonated around them, a gentle reminder that they were walking in the footsteps of a civilization that had achieved greatness long before humans knew it existed. The team entered a vast hall deeper in the cavern, beyond the Guardian's watchful presence. The chamber was filled with golden artifacts, crystal devices, and strange machines that hummed softly. Every step echoed through the room, reflecting off walls adorned with intricate carvings of humans, stars, and celestial patterns. Luis took a deep breath, feeling the weight of what they had discovered. We are in the heart of their knowledge, and he said, this is the core of everything the Builders wanted to preserve. Maya's eyes widened as she walked among the artifacts. It is more than I imagined. Tools, devices, maps, writings, everything survived here for centuries. The Builders wanted to pass on their history and understanding of the world. Rico approached a pedestal covered in gold plates. So we can take some of this, right? Surely it is safe to study it outside. Luis shook his head slowly. Not yet. Taking artifacts could destroy the information. This is knowledge, not just treasure. We have to be careful. We must decide what is most important. Material wealth or the wisdom they left behind. Maya knelt beside a glowing crystal. It pulsed gently, showing images of planets, stars, and structures that defied imagination. These crystals are like computers, she said. They store history, science, and culture. If we move them without understanding, we might lose everything. Rico frowned. So what do we do? How do we preserve it and still learn from it? Luis walked slowly through the chamber, examining carvings on the walls. The builders left instructions, he said. They designed this place for humans to discover knowledge responsibly. We are tested by how we handle what we find. Greed could destroy it, but careful study could preserve it for the future. Maya traced her fingers over the carvings. They are teaching us ethics. Respect for knowledge, respect for history. They want us to think beyond ourselves. Rico looked around, overwhelmed by the treasures and glowing devices. I thought discovery was just about finding things, but this is about understanding and responsibility. Luis nodded. Exactly. The builders valued intelligence and ethics. They trusted that those who approach with care and respect can continue their work. We must honor that trust. As they moved deeper, they found a pedestal at the center of the hall. A single larger crystal rested on it, glowing with steady blue light. Holographic images of the civilization appeared around it, showing their history, inventions, and knowledge of the stars. Maya gasped. This must be the knowledge core. Everything is here. The civilization's history, their technology, even their culture. This is the heart of their legacy. Rico stepped back, feeling a mix of awe and fear. So if we take it or damage it, all of this could be lost. Luis nodded. Yes, that is why we must choose carefully. We can document, study, and share it responsibly, but we cannot remove it recklessly. The builders created this to survive centuries underground, to guide humanity when we are ready. Maya looked at the glowing crystal, then back at the team. We have to protect it. Knowledge is more valuable than gold. If we preserve it here, others can learn from it too. But if we take it without understanding, we could destroy it. Rico took a deep breath. I understand now. This is bigger than any treasure or fame. We are responsible for a civilization's legacy. We have to do the right thing. Luis smiled proudly. That is why we are here. Curiosity, intelligence, and ethics have brought us this far. Now we make the choice to protect what we found and learn from it carefully. The team spent hours documenting the artifacts, photographing carvings, and recording the holographic projections. They carefully measured each device and made detailed notes. The cavern hummed softly, almost approvingly, as if the builders themselves were watching. Maya examined the knowledge core again. We can take small samples for study, she said. Not the entire thing, just enough to understand the technology and history without harming the original. Luis nodded. Yes, we follow their instructions and respect the system. Preservation comes first. Knowledge comes second. Greed is not allowed here, Rico smiled. I never thought I would learn a lesson like this in a cavern. Respect, intelligence, and patience. Those are the keys. Luis placed a hand on the pedestal gently. The builders trusted humanity to make the right choice. We have proven ourselves. Now we continue, taking only what is safe, preserving the rest for the future. Maya looked around the chamber, feeling the weight and responsibility of the moment. We are standing in the heart of history. Everything here survived because of respect and care. We must honor that, Rico nodded. And by learning from it, we help humanity grow. This is more than discovery. It is a gift and a responsibility. Luis stepped back and looked at the glowing chamber one last time before the team began their careful documentation. The journey is not over, but we have made the right choice. Knowledge preserved is more valuable than anything we could carry. That is what the builders wanted, and that is what we will honor. The hum of the cavern filled the chamber softly, a gentle reminder of the civilization that had entrusted their greatest legacy to the humans who approached with curiosity, intelligence, and care. The team felt a sense of awe and purpose, knowing their actions would shape the understanding of this civilization for generations to come. The team emerged from the hidden passages beneath Teotihuacan, their hearts filled with awe and excitement. Sunlight streamed through the ancient tunnels, casting long shadows over the stone steps of the Pyramid of the Sun. The air above ground felt warmer and fresher, yet the memory of the glowing chambers and golden artifacts lingered in their minds. Luis looked at Maya and Rico. We have seen what few humans have ever seen. Now it is our responsibility to share this knowledge carefully, without harming it or the site. Maya nodded. We need to document everything properly. Photographs, notes, and recordings will preserve what we learned. Future generations can study it without disturbing the original artifacts. Rico carried the equipment, his eyes scanning the city below. It is amazing that something so advanced was hidden beneath this place. It makes me wonder how many other civilizations left secrets underground, waiting to be discovered. Luis smiled. Exactly. And our role is not just discovery but preservation. We show respect to those who came before us and learn from their wisdom. That is what the builders wanted. They returned to their base camp near the pyramid, where more archaeologists awaited news of the expedition. Luis began organizing the documentation, carefully labeling photographs, recordings, and scans. Maya worked on reconstructing the holographic maps, showing star patterns and hidden chambers. Rico helped secure the equipment and recorded observations of the cavern's energy systems. As they worked, Maya paused to reflect. I keep thinking about the Guardian. It tested us, but it also guided us. This shows that intelligence, respect, and patience can overcome challenges even in the unknown. Luis nodded. Yes, that is what makes humanity special. Curiosity and intelligence combined with ethics allow us to discover, understand, and preserve. That is the lesson we must take forward. Rico looked at the golden images projected in Maya's holograms. I feel like we are standing at the beginning of a new era. If we apply what we learned responsibly, humanity could achieve great things, Luis agreed. This discovery is more than history. It is a guide for the future. Knowledge preserved through respect and understanding can inspire exploration, invention, and growth. That is the true treasure. Later that day, they presented their findings to the rest of the team. The holographic maps, photographs of carvings, and recordings of the golden chambers captivated everyone. Archaeologists and researchers marveled at the sophistication of the civilization, the precision of the carvings, and the advanced energy systems integrated into the structures. Maya pointed to the projected star maps. These maps show the paths of the stars and indicate locations of other hidden sites. The builders had knowledge far beyond what we imagined. Their civilization may have influenced regions we have yet to explore, Luis added. Our responsibility is to study, understand, and protect this knowledge. Removing artifacts recklessly could destroy history. Preserving it allows us to share it safely with the world. Rico smiled. And it reminds us that discovery is about more than treasure. It is about learning, understanding, and respecting what came before us. Days passed as the team worked tirelessly. They documented every artifact, scanned every carving, and carefully recorded the energy patterns in the cavern. The knowledge they preserved included star charts, architectural designs, and even lessons on ethics and responsibility. The holograms and recordings would allow scholars around the world to study the civilization without disturbing the original chambers. Luis stood outside the pyramid one evening, watching the sunset paint the city in warm colors. Maya joined him, holding the final records of their expedition. We did it, she said quietly. We preserved their legacy and learned from it. Humanity can benefit from this without harming the past. Luis nodded. Yes, and this is just the beginning. The maps hint at other hidden civilizations, other chambers waiting to be discovered. If we approach them with intelligence, curiosity, and respect, we can uncover even more knowledge. Rico walked up, carrying a small scanner. I think we are ready for the next challenge. The universe has secrets waiting for us, and we now know how to explore them responsibly. Maya smiled. The builders left a lesson for us. Knowledge is valuable, but wisdom is greater. We carry both now, and it will guide humanity forward. Luis looked out over Teotihuacan, thinking about the pyramids, the hidden chambers, and the civilizations long gone. We are small in the grand scheme of history, but curiosity, intelligence, and respect can make us great. The legacy we preserve today will inspire generations to come. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the ancient city. The team stood together, united by their discovery and the responsibility it brought. They had seen wonders hidden for centuries, learned from a civilization far more advanced than they imagined, and preserved a legacy that could shape humanity's future. As darkness settled over Teotihuacan, the city seemed to hum softly, as if acknowledging the explorers who had approached with curiosity, intelligence, and care. The golden chambers remained hidden beneath the earth, waiting for humanity to honor the lessons of the past. Luis, Maya, and Rico looked at each other and smiled, knowing that their adventure had changed them, and that humanity's journey of discovery was only beginning. They had seen the power of knowledge and wisdom combined, and they were ready to share it with the world responsibly, inspiring hope and progress for generations to come.